In this video, we will understand the appropriate or correct use of modal auxiliaries in English grammar. What is a modal auxiliary? Now, all of us need to express our moods, our emotions when we deal with others in our writing and in our everyday life. Now, we do this by using small, insignificant, not very important words that we think are not very important, and those are the modal auxiliaries. Therefore, modal auxiliaries are a type of helping verb that are used only with a main verb to help to express its mood. These are the 10 different modal auxiliaries: would, shall, ought, should, will, could, may, can, might, and must or have to. Now, one formula for using a modal auxiliary in a sentence is the subject plus modal auxiliary plus the main verb. So, James is the subject or the person or thing we are talking about. You add the modal here and the main verb. We have 10 modal auxiliaries and we begin with the common ones can and could. So, these two are the modal auxiliaries, can and could. The use of can is to express an ability or a possibility, and it is used in a sentence showing ability: I can lift this heavy box, or a possibility: we can embrace green sources of energy. So can is used to express ability or a possibility. Could expresses an ability in the past, something that could be done in the past, something that can be done in the present, that is a present possibility. And the third thing it expresses is a past or a future permission. Now, using it in a sentence, a past ability could be: I could beat you at chess when we were kids, or I could swim very well when I was a child. Present possibility: we could bake a pie, we could go for a hike. And future permission: could we pick some flowers from the garden? So this is the permission which you need for in the future. And for all these three things, we can use could. The other modal auxiliaries, may and might. Now, may is used to express uncertain future action, permission, or ask a yes/no question. Now, this uncertain future action, meaning I may attend the concert. May meaning I may or may not. So I'm uncertain about it. Permission: you may begin the exam. You may come into the class. Or yes and no question, it can be started with may I attend the concert? Okay. Coming to might, might also expresses uncertain future action. I might attend the concert. Okay. So may and might, there is a little similarity. The next two modal auxiliaries are shall and should. Now, shall is used in a formal manner. It actually was used in olden days language, but we still use it to express intended future action, some action that's going to come in the future. Say, I shall see you tomorrow. Shall I help you with your project? And should is used to show or express obligation and ask if an obligation exists. Now, an obligation is something that you feel that you need to do for someone. The person has not asked you to do it, but you feel the need to do it. Okay, that is called an obligation. So how can it be used as obligation? I should mail my RSVP. You learned what is RSVP. It's a reply to an invitation. So the person feels obliged to. I should mail my RSVP. Or asking if there is an obligation. Should I call my mother? Should I go and visit my friend in the hospital? Okay. This is how shall and should can be used. The next two modals, will and would. Now, will is used to express intended future action, some action that is going to take place in the future, like shall. It is used to ask for a favor, ask someone to do something for you, or when you ask for information. Like, I will get an A grade in this class. I am intending to do it. I am going to do it. So I am preparing myself that I am going to get this future action done, and that is get an A grade. Okay. Next is when you are asking someone to do something for you or a favor. Will you buy me some chocolate? Okay. Will you help me with my studies? And asking for information. Will you be finished soon? Okay. So when you ask for some information. Then the next modal, would. Now this is used to state a preference. Whether you like something or you don't like it. Okay. Or your a preference meaning a choice. I make a choice out of 2 or 3 different things. Okay, then we use the modal would. It's also used to request a choice politely, to explain an action, or introduce habitual past actions, meaning actions which have taken place in the past. Now, how is it used to show preference or choice? I would like the steak, please. So I don't want the fish, I don't want the vegetables, I would like the steak. That is your preference. Would you like to have breakfast in bed? Request a choice very politely. Would you like to do this? Next, explain an action. I would go with you if I didn't have to work tonight. I would go to the party if there was no lockdown. So that's, you are explaining yourself. And the habitual past action is some action that has taken place in the past. For example, my father would write to me every week when I was young. Or I used to go jogging every day last year. So that indicates something, some action in the past. The modal auxiliaries must and ought to. So when you use must, you can also use it in the form of have to. Now both must or have to and ought to express obligation, but a little more forcefully. Like, for example, we must be on time for class, meaning there is nothing that yes or no. We must, we have to be on time for class. And ought to, I ought to mail my RSVP. Okay, this is like a should. You can use should and ought to are almost similar. I should mail my RSVP, or I ought to mail my RSVP. So this are the different uses in sentences of the small little words called modal auxiliaries. We're coming to an exercise. Insert appropriate modals. Dash, you touch your toes without bending your knees. Can. May I leave now? It might rain tonight. A possibility. You should look after your parents, old parents, obligation. It shows obligation. You must go to school in time. Now this is also obligation, but a little forceful. There is no choice. We have to do it. Okay, that is the must is more forceful. You dash tell the truth. You ought to. Okay, you're obliged to tell the truth. Charlie could swim when he was 4 years old. And you don't have to get an X-ray. Some tips to use modal auxiliaries in a correct manner or appropriate manner. Now, I told you previously how you use a modal: subject plus modal plus verb. Now, when you use a yes or no question with a modal auxiliary, this is the formula. You use the modal first plus subject plus main verb. So your modal comes in the beginning of the sentence. Should I drive? And this shows you that one small word like may can be used for possibility, permission, request, and so we have the modals, all 10 of them, some of them crossing the other, like ought to or should. They're almost the same. Okay, so there are many uses of each modal auxiliary. The 10 modals, and see here how a little word like should changes the mood of the sentence. You should work hard. You are obliged to work hard.